They were supposed to be in love, ready to start a new life together in the US, but the first thing that exploded between them wasn't a romantic fight or a hidden secret. It was a single mistranslated word. Jovon looked at Annalyn, hoping to hear reassurance, but the translator app on her phone betrayed them. Instead of "I love you," it came out as "I will leave you," and that was just the beginning. This is where the 90-day dream quietly fell apart. Language barriers on 90 Day Fiancé are often brushed off as cute misunderstandings. But here's the part TLC cameras didn't show. Every time a word is mistranslated, it's a seed of doubt planted, a crack in trust that only widens once the visa clock is ticking. Jovon and Annalyn's relationship is a textbook case. Viewers saw them laughing and holding hands in the promo shots, but behind the camera, frustration and confusion simmered. One Reddit leak revealed that Annalyn actually said, "I don't understand you," during their first week in the US, but the edit made it sound playful. I know what you're thinking. It's just a translation app, right? Wrong. These apps aren't magic. They can't convey tone, sarcasm, or cultural nuance. And in a relationship built on trust, the wrong word at the wrong time can trigger emotional spirals. Remember the infamous Laura and Birkin incident from season 6? A mistranslation about living arrangements led to a week-long silent treatment, which TLC condensed into a 2-minute montage of awkward smiles. The raw emotional cost? Devastating. And here's a little-known fact that only insiders have shared. Translators don't just misinterpret words, they misrepresent intentions. Jovon remembers vividly how a simple "I'm tired" from Annalyn sounded like "I hate you" in the middle of a heated argument. He went on an Instagram Live months later, hinting at how this caused him to question whether she truly wanted to stay in the US. He didn't say it outright, but fans on Twitter and the 90 Day Fiancé subreddit pieced it together immediately. Fans were divided, of course. Half of them blamed the translator app like it was the villain, while the other half called Jovon overly dramatic. "She's just saying things differently because English isn't her first language," one Redditor posted. But others argued, if you can't communicate without technology misinterpreting your words, how will marriage survive? These debates raged across threads for weeks, demonstrating how language isn't just a barrier in the show, it's a community-wide obsession. By the second week, Jovon tried to take matters into his own hands. He downloaded every translation app imaginable and even attempted to learn Tagalog phrases. But here's where it gets even messier. Annalyn started relying on a voice-to-text app for serious conversations about the K-1 visa process. In one chillingly candid clip leaked on Instagram, she sent a voice message saying, "I need to be honest," but the app transcribed it as, "I want to go home." Jovon confronted her, and the argument spiraled into hours of miscommunication, all while the cameras caught a perfectly polished dinner scene. This is the exact moment fans started noticing cracks that TLC conveniently edited out. Reddit threads exploded with speculation. Some insiders claimed Annalyn was overwhelmed by cultural shock, while others insisted Jovon had a breaking point after years of miscommunication. Even on Twitter, the drama went viral when someone posted side-by-side screenshots of what Annalyn actually said versus what the translator app produced. The reactions were brutal. Some called it tragically hilarious, others heartbreaking, and a few fans even accused the show of manufacturing conflict for views. Around the 2-minute mark of the actual video, let me just pause to say this. If you're as obsessed with 90-day truth as I am, you need to subscribe. Not for the TLC storyline, not for the promo clips, but to dive deep into the uncensored reality of these couples. Every mistranslation, every awkward silence, every unseen argument. I break it down and connect the dots in a way the network won't. Join the community and see the real 90-day world. Okay, back to Jovon and Annalyn. By week 3, the translator app wasn't just a problem, it became a wedge. A dinner conversation about finances turned into an emotional showdown because the app misread, "I'm worried about money," as "I hate your money choices." Annalyn left the table in tears, and Jovon posted later on Twitter, seemingly referencing the incident, "Some things can't be explained by apps alone." Fans went wild decoding that cryptic post. What's fascinating and terrifying is how these moments compound. One mistranslated word leads to defensive body language, which leads to suspicion, which leads to more miscommunication, and the cameras, of course, never show the private moments where couples question their entire relationship. In one leaked confession cam clip, Annalyn admitted she felt like she was failing at marriage before it even started. Jovon, on the other hand, confided to a friend that he felt like he was being gaslit by technology. The emotional toll? Massive. But let's not forget the viral moment that really made fans question TLC's editing choices. During a family visit, Jovon's mother attempted to have a casual conversation with Annalyn, using the app to translate small talk. Instead of polite phrases, Annalyn's responses came out as, "I don't want you here," and "Your son is not listening." The tension was palpable. Twitter exploded with memes and reactions. Some accused Annalyn of being rude, others blamed the Translator app. It was a perfect storm of misunderstanding, caught on tape but heavily edited in the final episode. And here's a hidden Reddit scoop. Insiders say that the production team actually debated reshooting parts of that dinner scene because the mistranslations made the family look worse than they were. TLC wanted the drama to be relatable, but even they admitted some of the app's errors were almost too real. Fans who followed the leaks closely noticed subtle differences in captions and background audio, proof that what we saw wasn't the full story. By the fourth week, Jovon and Annalyn hit the emotional breaking point. The Translator app had turned every argument into a guessing game. What should have been a simple conversation about household chores became an hours-long debate about trust, loyalty, and intentions. A voice note from Annalyn saying, "I'm stressed," was interpreted by Jovon as, "I don't care about you." He shared a cryptic Instagram story that night, a screenshot of the app with the caption, "Some things get lost in translation, some things never return." Fans went wild trying to decode the meaning. This is also where the real-world consequences kicked in. 90 Day Fiancé viewers flooded forums, wondering if mistranslations could actually derail a marriage before it even started. Parenting subreddits weighed in, discussing how language gaps in intercultural relationships often lead to emotional burnout. Even relationship experts on X, formerly Twitter, chimed in, citing Jovon and Annalyn as a cautionary tale for couples relying on technology to bridge communication gaps. And it gets even more emotionally charged. There was a late-night argument that TLC didn't air at all. Annalyn, frustrated, slammed the app on the table and shouted, "Why can't you understand me?" Jovon responded, quietly but bitterly, "Maybe I do understand, and maybe I don't like what I hear." A source who wishes to remain anonymous confirmed that this scene was nearly 15 minutes of raw, uncut footage. When condensed for broadcast, it became a 30-second awkward moment montage. The raw emotion, the fear, the heartbreak, it was completely lost. Fans noticed, of course. Reddit threads dissected body language, captions, and pauses. Even one insider leaked an image of the script notes showing that producers marked the Translator app as a plot device to heighten tension. The app wasn't just a communication tool, it became a character in the narrative, one that subtly turned love into conflict. By week 6, the psychological toll was obvious. Jovon started questioning whether Annalyn's intentions were genuine or whether the app had just been manipulating perceptions all along. He posted a story with the simple text, "How do you fight for love when every word is a war?" Fans on X responded with empathy, outrage, and endless speculation. Some even compared his situation to past couples like Anfisa and Jorge, noting that language barriers have repeatedly been catalysts for drama. Now here's a twist that few fans caught. Annalyn started secretly learning English outside of what the camera showed. But rather than easing tensions, this sparked suspicion. Jovon wondered why she didn't trust him with her progress, interpreting her private lessons as a hidden agenda. On the 90-Day Fiancé subreddit, fans were split. Some praised her initiative, others warned that secrecy could be dangerous in high-stress relationships. The final weeks were a mix of high tension, forced smiles, and lingering mistrust. In a leaked behind-the-scenes clip, Annalyn confided, "I feel like I'm always explaining myself through a robot." Jovon admitted he sometimes felt like he was arguing with the app instead of a human being. It's a cruel irony. Technology meant to bring them together ended up keeping them apart. And here's the polarizing moment that leaves fans debating months later. The final episode ends with a scene of Jovon and Annalyn holding hands, smiling at the camera, giving the impression that everything was fine. But a source revealed that immediately after filming, they argued in the parking lot for nearly an hour about trust, intentions, and yes, the app. No voice-to-text, no translation errors, just raw, unfiltered emotion. Fans who followed the leaks were horrified that TLC had presented this as a happy ending. So here's the question I'll leave you with. Can love survive when your words are constantly